You're terrified of your own thoughts. That's the brutal truth. It's exactly why you can't even walk to the kitchen or take a shower without having something playing in the background. Your brain is just so massively overstimulated right now that the mere thought of sitting in a silent room, it literally feels like a physical weight crushing your chest. You tell yourself you're just relaxing with your phone, but you're not. You're hiding. You're hiding from the person staring back at you in the dark reflection of that locked screen. And the absolute worst part? You know exactly who that person is. You're completely numb, just endlessly escaping yourself. Every single day is this noisy, endless loop of fake productivity and quiet desperation. You sit down at that messy desk and you tell yourself, okay, this time I'm really going to focus. But what happens? 5 minutes go by and your hand just automatically reaches for your phone. You don't even know why you're doing it anymore. It's not because you got a text. It's because the silence of doing actual work is just way too loud. Your attention span has completely collapsed. I mean, think about this. Studies actually show that a lot of people would rather give themselves mild electric shocks than sit alone in a room with their own thoughts for 15 minutes. That's insane, right? Your brain is trained to just chase those quick, cheap hits of dopamine, scrolling, notifications, jumping to a new tab every 10 seconds. Deep focus now feels like this massive chore that your mind flat out refuses to do. You're overstimulated, your head is completely full of noise, but your life is completely empty of progress. You're using all this digital noise like a drug. It's a way to escape the pressure, to run from the guilt of yet another wasted afternoon. You feel completely stuck, so you tell yourself, I'll start my comeback tomorrow. But tomorrow is just another day where you wake up late, feel exhausted, and drown out the disappointment all over again. Listen to me. This isn't a lack of talent. It's an addiction to comfort. And comfort is exactly where your dreams go to rot. But right here is where everything shifts. Silence is not your enemy. It's a mirror. Imagine you're standing in a really messy room. As long as the lights are off and the music is blasting, you can ignore all the trash on the floor. You can just pretend the room is perfectly clean. But the second that music stops and the lights flick on, you see absolutely everything. The bad habits, the broken promises, the wasted potential. Silence is that light. There's a version of you out there that doesn't panic the second the Wi-Fi drops. A version that can sit for a solid hour, actually reading and understanding the words on a page without constantly checking for notifications. Look, focus isn't some magical gift you're just born with. It's a muscle. It's a muscle that you've just allowed to completely wither away in the dark. So it's time to stop running. It's time to turn those lights on. Now, let's talk about the 4 daily fixes to rebuild your focus. Because you don't need a perfect life. You just need a better routine. Let's dive straight into it. We've got 4 steps here. The phone-free fortress, the void reset, the mirror page, and the focus window. Let's kick off with the phone-free fortress. Look, the very first hour of your day is sacred. When you wake up and instantly start scrolling, you're just surrendering your brain to the rest of the world's priorities. So tomorrow morning, do not touch your phone for the first 30 minutes. Literally put it in another room tonight. Wake up, sit with yourself, drink some water, and just breathe. Step 2 is the void reset. The only reason you're afraid of silence is because you aren't used to it. Your brain is basically a dopamine addict right now, and it urgently needs to be brought back to its natural baseline. So every single day, I want you to sit in a chair for 10 minutes with absolutely zero input. No music, no phone, no books. Just you and the pure silence. In fact, I challenge you. Right after this explainer ends, set a timer for 5 minutes and do absolutely nothing. Then we have step 3, the mirror page. Thoughts are incredibly heavy when they just sit spinning in your head, but the second you put them on paper, they become manageable. You need to do a raw dump of your frustrations, your fears, your goals. Grab a physical notebook and write down the 3 things you are most ashamed of wasting your time on today. Don't do this for anyone else to read. Do it strictly to clear the noise out of your system. And finally, step 4, the focus window. Stop trying to sit down and study or work for 6 uninterrupted hours. Honestly, your brain is just too weak for that right now. Instead, use the 25-minute rule. One single task. No phone, just 25 minutes of actual, real work. Pick the absolute hardest task you have today and commit to just 25 minutes of it before the sun goes down. It's a tiny window, sure, but it requires sharp, crisp, absolute focus. The mindset shift you need here is profound. The version of you that is disciplined, the one who is financially free and mentally razor sharp, that's not a fundamentally different person. They are simply the exact same version of you that finally decided to choose the discomfort of growth over the cheap comfort of a screen. That is what choosing growth actually feels like. Because here is the harshest truth of all. Your youth is the only currency you will never, ever earn back. Right now, you are literally trading your future for 10 more minutes of scrolling. You're letting your potential rot away in the name of just one more video. You don't need motivation. What you need is to look at your reflection in that silence. Look up and firmly decide that you are done being a spectator in other people's lives. This right here, this is your comeback. If this explainer struck a nerve, then you already know exactly what you need to do. Your new life doesn't magically start next week. It starts tomorrow morning in the absolute silence. I want to leave you with one final question. When you wake up tomorrow, are you going to surrender to the digital noise again? Or are you going to stand in that silence and say, I own my morning? Stay grounded. I'll catch you in the next explainer.